Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis call for in preparation for July 18th, 2017. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for education purposes only. If you have questions about your individual investing needs, I recommend you talk to your investment advisor. So we will start off as usual with the Forex factory. So in terms of the news today, not much. We have CPI number for Eurozone, which came in line with expectation here. And now we have foreign securities purchase higher, so this is more positive. And coming into New Zealand here, inflation actually went down for New Zealand. So that, I haven't looked at the chart, but that should be a drop for New Zealand there. And then coming up for Australia, we have monetary policy meeting minutes. So here, the focus will be to see what happens in terms of the rate hike, if RBA is considering rate hike or not. So this will be important. And going into Tuesday, CPI number, again, inflation numbers are very important. So New Zealand came in negative, so we need to see what British pound comes in at. And if it's positive, that will be positive for the British pound. We do have Bank of England Governor Carney speaking. Again, the focus will be to see if they are considering interest rate hikes. So that is the current theme in the market, interest rate hikes from everyone, essentially. So let's go take a look at our chart here. Here we are with the euro, looking at the daily chart. So we are still in that little area. So we are staying in the range. We haven't broken out of the range yet. So this one, we will consider this range bound trading here. The next target will be, the first one will be 115.36-ish area. And beyond that, we are looking at 1650 area. So those are the two targets to the upside. So right now it is holding above this previous low or previous resistance, which has now turned support. So this looks bullish overall. So this is bullish. So, but we need to see a breakout of the range. So we're looking for price to sort of break out and then pull back. So we're looking for a break, price pulls back, and then another move higher. So that's our bias going into tomorrow. So if you look at, if we look at this 4-hour chart here, as we can see, price is holding that upward trend here, and it is trading right into the high. So today we did see price pull back slightly, very, very small price move, and usually that happens on Mondays. So we could see price even pull back actually into this, back into the range here a little bit. So this level here, so 114.20 level could be a potential level for a long entry. So into this 114.20-ish area, so into here. So that's what I'm looking at for a potential long. So bounce off of this trend line to the upside, or if it breaks out above this 1500 area, then price breaks up, pulls back, and then goes further. But overall, the bias is bullish on euro dollar. Okay, pound dollar, we had a huge move on Friday, and so right now price is pulling back a bit. So the place to look for this could be the 50 area where it is right now, or we could get a deeper pullback into this 130 level. So this will be the second level to target. Overall, though, the bias is bullish, but we are looking for a pullback. And now tomorrow we do have Bank of England Governor Carney and CPI numbers for British pound. So those two numbers will be very important. So we're looking for pullback and then a further move to the upside. So the bias here is overall the bias is bullish, but we're looking for a pullback first. So I like the 1300 level for a pullback, or even slightly lower, 129.80, sorry. So 129.80 or 1.30, not 1300, sorry, 1.30 or 129.80. So those are the two levels for a pullback. So the type of move that we are looking for is price pulls back and then bounces off to go up further. So bias is still to the upside for the British pound. And if we go in, here we are. So price had broken above. So now we're looking for, it could even get stopped right up here, because now we are kind of pulling back into that support level. So 130.30 area, or further into 129.80-ish area. So those would be the couple of areas to look for pullbacks. This is an inefficient move, so price could come fill it up and then do another move to the upside. So that's what we're looking for. Bias to the upside. Aussie dollar. Aussie, again, huge move to the upside. And now I'm looking for a pullback into this 77.50 area, and then a further move to the upside. So we do have them this week. We have monetary policy meeting minutes, and then we have some comments. I think further down we have more central bank RBA news coming out, so we'll have to definitely watch out for that. This one here, so yeah, so looking for a pullback. So even though the bias here is still to the upside, but we are looking for a pullback. So two levels to watch here would be, so 77.60 level, or deeper here into 77.50 level. So not that much of a difference in that sense. And moving further, so the target to the upside would be right, this is where we are, and the target will be, so 79.30 to the upside. So I'm looking for pullback into 77.50, and then a potential move up up to the upside. So first target would be 78.35 area here, and then 79.30. So bias stays long till we can see price, or till we get the news. If the news comes in, let's say the monetary policy meeting minutes show that the central bank is not as hawkish on this, then we could get a drop in Australian dollars. So that is something to keep in mind. And we are into the highs. So this has been quite a move to the upside. So right now we have a double top pulling back, looking into the 77.50 area for a pullback. And this will be the decision point. And as far as the targets, like I mentioned, the next one is 78.35 and 79.30. So bias still stays to the upside, but first a pullback. New Zealand dollar, we had a bearish close for the day, and now that has been followed by a drop. New Zealand dollar dropped because of CPI numbers that came in negative. So that is not good. Anytime CPI numbers come in negative for any currency, it's usually we see a drop in that currency. So even based on this pin bar, we would have called it a down day, but the move is already sort of underway now. So the first target here is 72.50, and then further 72.20 area. So this is the biases to the downside. We can't really trade this at the moment because price has moved. But if it does fill the inefficiency, so this drop, if it comes back and fills this inefficiency all the way into 73.20 area, we may get an opportunity for another short, a continuation move towards 72.50. So that is a possibility that we will keep in mind. But based on pin bar, it's a drop. And now we'll have to see how that plays out because the move has happened already. So I'd be looking at 73.20 area, a hold of that level to see what happens, or even into 73.29 into the pivot point. If it stays below the pivot point, we're likely to see another move to the downside. Dollar CAD here. Dollar CAD, nice drop in dollar CAD, and we are, based on the daily close here, this looks bullish, which means that it could go higher. So 127, but overall, the bias is still to the downside. So overall, in this case, we are looking for a push into this 127.80 level here, and then a drop. So overall bias is still to the downside, but the daily close is bullish. So this one we'll just have to be a little careful. As long as it stays below 127.80, we are looking for a further move lower. So looking at H4, so we could see the price push up here and then drop. So that in that case, 26.27 would be the first level in terms of profit taking. Or if it breaks through the low here at 26.20, then our next target is this right here. So 124.80, which is still far away. So let's maybe move in a little closer. This one right here. So this area looks like it has seen previous support resistance. So 125.30. So first target 126.20, then 125.30. Overall bias to the downside. Okay, Euro Swiss franc. This looks bullish. Here we are. It's holding that high. Pin bar, bullish pin bar. So we're looking for a further move to the upside here for Euro Swiss. And let's see, where are we? So next move is there. So the next target is a 1.1100, so 1100. That's the next target to the upside for Euro Swiss franc. So we're looking for a break to the upside here, a pullback, and then further move to the upside, targeting a 1.1100. Euro yen. Euro yen does not look that bullish. It is trading within the range. Right now, I'd be looking for it to move down lower here. So it's into 12900. So we're looking for it to move lower. First target will be 128.50. And then the second target is a 12800. So 128.50 and 12800, but it has been holding this level here. So we're looking for a further move to the downside. This is where we are. Price dropped, and as long as it stays below 129.55, this looks like we could get a move lower. Here we are. It's holding it and moving lower. So this inefficient move looks like it's going to get filled and targeting the low here. Okay, so bearish on that. CAD, yen, this looks bearish. Nice close here on the daily, bearish pin bar. And now we're looking for further move to the downside, and the target is 8800 will be the target to the downside. Here we are. So this is the first target, 8800. Second target would be right into there, so 8745, so 50 area. Bias, daily bias is to the downside. Euro Aussie there, we have had a nice run to the downside. Now we're seeing a pullback. And in terms of pullback, we could go higher and pull back into 14800. But it doesn't, it will depend on what happens with monetary policy meeting minutes that come out. That will have a big influence. If they are negative for Australian dollar, this is likely to go up. So right now we are into support. This area has acted as support before. Just pushing up now, and we're looking for it to push back into 14800. This would be a good area to look for a potential short, and then we're looking for it to come back into 14620. If it breaks below that, then we could look at 1.45 area, or even 145.20 area. So that will be the second target. But right now it could go higher. So this one we have to watch out for. Dollar yen here, it's holding below this 112.80 level. Looks like this wants to move lower right now. And the target here is 111.80. So that will be the target here. Bias is to the downside, and looks like it wants to move lower, just like Euro yen. So let me have a quick look to see if there's Anything Japan related coming out? No, there is Bank of Japan later in the week, but at the moment, I don't see anything to do with Japanese yen, no. So we do have monetary policy meeting minutes, but that's about it. Okay, so dollar yen looks bearish, and target here is 111.88 level. It's too bad price has moved already, because this is a good trade. This is a trade we should have taken if I was looking at my charts, because that looks good. The inefficiency here is filled, and we're looking for, so if this goes back into this pivot point at 112.60, I'm going to keep an eye on it, and if we can get a good entry, because we have moved a fair bit. So we are a little bit late here, but looks bearish. Pound yen, we are into the highs here, and we have closed in. So we're looking for price to move lower now based on this daily close. And here we are. So the target is 145.20 level will be the first target here. And then we are looking for price to, we'll see what happens here. So we may just see a pullback in this. And then with all the Bank of England stuff coming out, that will give us a better indication of what may happen. But right now we're looking for price to pull lower. This one here, pound Swiss franc, it is moving lower, but it's not as strong a move. It's into support here. So this could pull back and this could go higher now. So we'll have to watch out a 125.30 area here. If it breaks below, then we're looking for a 120.30 area to the downside. Otherwise, as long as it holds above 125.30, this could go up higher. Okay, any questions? We'll just look at, this is the last pair we will look at, unless you guys want me to look at anything else. So here we are 96.90, so about 9,700. So this one, we are into the bottom of the range. This is dollar Swiss franc. We have been range bound here for a long time, since 30th of June. And right now we are range bound. So we do need to see a clear break of 95 area to be bearish on this. For now, it is range bound. This is a very neutral candle close for the day, so may not be the best one to trade. All right, so I think that covers it. Any questions or any other pair you'd like me to look at? All right, so I'm assuming that means no, so we will wrap it up. Okay, excellent, you are welcome.